Hi, I'm Ryan. Welcome back to my kitchen. This is my first video of 2021, so I want to go big. Let's get going. Today I'll be making buffalo chicken, bacon, macaroni, and cheese. It's quite a mouthful, which is the whole idea, right? Step 1 for our recipe. We'll be boiling some water for our macaroni and then cleaning and seasoning our chicken. That might sound like 2 steps, probably because it is. There are a lot of things going on in this video. Try to keep up. While we wait on the water to boil for the macaroni, we'll go ahead and start grilling our chicken. For this recipe, in my 13.5-inch skillet, I'm using about 2 pounds of chicken breast and that much macaroni. Once your water is at a steady boil for your macaroni, you can go ahead and cook it until it's al dente. The instructions are on the back of the box. Once the macaroni is finished, we'll go ahead and drain it and set it off to the side for now. We're not ready for it, but we'll need it in a little bit. We're not gonna fully cook the chicken on the grill. We're just gonna let it brown, and then we're gonna finish it off in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes at 400 degrees. After about 4 minutes, you can flip the chicken, let it cook for another 4 minutes, and then we'll pop it in the oven. Once the chicken's finished, we'll take it out of the oven and we will set it aside in a mixing bowl and covered. Next up is bacon. We're just gonna go ahead and use the oil and the juices from the chicken, and we are going to cook 5 pieces of bacon. The pan should still be a little hot from being in the oven. You don't have to have it like in a straight line. We're gonna chop all this up later. Just make sure it cooks most of the way. It doesn't even have to be fully because we're gonna put it back in the oven later. Once the bacon is done, go ahead and put it on a plate with some paper towels and save the oil. We're gonna use that to make the roux. You can make a roux with butter, fat, lard, probably all sorts of other things. I suggest if you want to use a substitute for the bacon fat I'm using, you can search on askjeeves.com. First, sauté some minced onions that I chopped up earlier. I have 1 small minced onion here. Just gonna saute that and about probably 2 cloves of garlic until they are translucent. Once the onions start to go translucent, maybe brown a little bit, add your 2 cloves of garlic and mix it up vigorously. This is gonna cook real fast. We're gonna have to add our next ingredient very soon. And this is where we start making our roux, everybody. I'm just gonna gradually add in all-purpose flour and stir. I want to incorporate all of the oil that was left over into this pan. Keep adding flour gradually and then mix. You can also turn down the heat at this point. It doesn't need to be at full heat anymore. Almost there, just a little bit more flour. Be careful with this. You don't want to dump too much flour in there, then you'll have to fine-tune everything. Once you start seeing that the flour is not really incorporating, more of a solid, means we are ready for our next ingredient. That being heavy cream. Probably should have done that a little slower, but I almost put a full cup in there. You're gonna want to keep kind of the same idea with the flour, and this is where our béchamel comes in. All right, I think we got about a full cup in there now. I hope so, because I hope this works, because I am out of heavy cream. Ah, shit. All right, somebody's going to the store. After a quick trip to the convenience store, I bought some more milk. I couldn't find any heavy cream there, so we're going with some whole milk. So for what you see right here, we still have pretty much a roux, so that means I'm going to have to add a whole bunch more milk. Probably just added another cup, so let's say that's 1 cup heavy cream, 1 cup whole milk. That should do it. We should have a béchamel after I am done stirring. All right, so yeah, we got a pretty consistent sauce going on here. Time to add a whole bunch of cheese and make this a cheese sauce. For the next couple of minutes, the name of the game will be mixing stuff up, starting with the cheese sauce. Once your béchamel is finished, you have it a pretty good consistency, you go ahead and start adding your cheeses. I went with an assortment of shredded and grated cheeses, parmesan, mozzarella, pepper jack, and cheddar being those cheeses. Make sure you stir vigorously as you go so your cheese sauce does not burn. You could also adjust with more milk and cheese as you see fit. You don't want it just to be the cream and flour from before. You do want it to actually be thick and cheesy. You'll be able to tell when the consistency thickens up. You could really use as much cheese as you want. Like I said, I did about 2.5 pounds. Once your cheese sauce is to your liking, you should be ready to mix up the chicken, bacon, buffalo sauce, and macaroni noodles. Remember, that will add more flavor to this, so you don't want to oversalt it. Moving on to the rest of the ingredients, take a fork, 2 forks, start shredding up your chicken. It should be done now if it's not completely done. Still seems a little pink on the inside. You will be baking it at 425 degrees for another 25 minutes or so. So no major worries there. Once your chicken's shredded up, you could add the buffalo sauce and macaroni noodles. I let them sit too long, so it kind of became a pain in the butt. Chop up your bacon and add it to the mixture, and I mixed it up by hand. That seemed like the quickest and easiest way, although a little messy. Now that we have our chicken, bacon, buffalo sauce, and macaroni noodles all mixed up together, we're going to go ahead and add them to our cheese sauce base. Be careful, you don't want to overfill this pan. It will leak and burn cheese all over the bottom of your oven. I know this from personal experience, so kind of take it in portions. I'm doing about half of it right now. We'll see how it looks. Believe it or not, looks like I got my portions right. There's nothing left in my mixing bowl, so the 2 pounds of chicken, 1 pound of macaroni, and the 5 pieces of bacon were enough for the cheese sauce I made. There's a little bit of room on the top. That should give it plenty of space for when it melts, it won't overflow and ruin the bottom of my oven. Oven's at 425 degrees. We're going to put this in for about 20 minutes. I'll take it out and I'll top it with more cheese. So that's what we're looking like after about 20 minutes. We're almost done, but not quite. All right, narrator Ryan back. Chef Ryan had to go take care of a smoke detector problem. Basically, we're just going to take some of that shredded cheese we had before and cover the top of our mac and cheese like a pizza pie. If you've ever done that, you don't need too much, just enough to cover it when it melts. I also had some breadcrumbs seasoned with paprika, and I did a little scallions so everything wasn't just orange. Put this in the oven for 5 more minutes and you're good to go. Well, she ain't pretty, but I guarantee it's good. Buffalo chicken, bacon, macaroni and cheese. Let it sit for about 5 minutes and you're ready to eat. All right, moment of truth. How does it taste? own ape tit. That are really fucking good. Check this out. I got like half a gallon of buffalo bacon mac and cheese. And also, I haven't cleaned this yet. But that's a pretty easy clean right there. Killing it with the cast iron skillet. Thank you for watching. If you like what you saw, subscribe, give a thumbs up, and tell all your friends. All right, bye.